Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and welcome back to Blueprints. Since the previous episode, I did some more reviewing of my notes, and I just want to talk through a few things that I noticed or discovered or whatever. I rewatched the Alzera cutscenes. The first one, I think, suggests that there's a secret south door with the C-shaped crescent moon, like the reflected one, beyond Dark Waters. Episode 2 suggests that that's going to lead to Red Envelope 8. Alzera 3 suggests that if there's a missing bird in the entryway or an open gate, there might be a stranger who's also in the house. Alzera 4 just talked about the chair in the drawing room that everyone sits in. And number 5 had a sword and shield angel in the courtyard, maze paths and pentagons, waiting for shadows never cast. Time was passing on a clock. So that's interesting. I also took a closer look at the geography maps that we found in the classroom and noticed a few things. The planet has a devoted moon, which itself has a rogue moon, so like a moon around a moon, it seems like. The Three of Tides, I was thinking, might be the king's 3 children. He had a son, or 2 sons and a daughter, who were pictured. And there's 5 planets in this world. Mamora is kind of like Mercury. Mora is kind of like Earth. Dauja is kind of like Saturn. Vea is kind of like Jupiter, and is also the name of one of the angels. And Fenmora is kind of like Pluto, just kind of like based on the shapes of the planets and their relative distance from the sun. Just for my own quick analogies. Over here, the birds, I think, are still in their normal positions. And so in terms of things I want to do, there's a number of rooms that will be interesting to interact with. The greenhouse is one of the main ones, because if I can break its wall with a power sledgehammer, my hunch is there's going to be a knob that lets me turn on the sprinklers to let more water out of the system or something, and then I'll be able to open the fountain as well and have more access to underground or something. But I don't know, it's hard to kind of guess with this game. In any case, I've had lots of episodes where I've kind of cut out most of the content, and so today I thought I would try to take you along for the whole ride, assuming my voice holds up. So let's start with the parlor. This box and the blue box are both false. The statement is of no help at all. The gems are in the black box. Let's assume this is true. The gems are in the black box. This box and the blue box are both false. That would be false because the blue box we're assuming is true. And the statement is no help at all. Yeah, that seems fine. So I think that's all satisfactory. Once I have a hypothesis that's consistent with all 3, I usually just go for it. True. False. And doesn't matter, it could be true or false. Seemed pretty true right there. So I'm going to assume that the gems are in the black box. And I think also, without loss of generality, the only box that mentioned the location of the gems was that one. So if it's solvable, it has to be in the black box. We have to assume this is true. Because if it's false, there's nothing else that suggests where the gems are. That's kind of a shortcut way to reason about that particular parlor thing. And yeah, I still don't think keys or things are ever hidden back there. Okay, dining room. I haven't bought the lunch ticket thing that was mentioned. I do like the dining room, though. I'll probably be going back through this room shortly, so I don't want to draft the chapel just yet. So we'll start with the dining room. Sometimes there's something on the table. I'm not sure where other objects might be left, so we'll just keep drafting. And West Wing Hall. Security, it's good to get security early on, I feel like. So yeah, let's go ahead and spend a gem for it. Sometimes there's something over there. I like getting security because it means that I can set up the keycard system. Alright, so I went to low and unlocked. And then I guess so long as we're here, I'll also just quickly view the inventory. Okay, I haven't missed any items just yet. So that is good. Here is a corner. I will try to draft the attic or the conservatory probably. Guess I can redraw it 4 times. Utility closet's good too, because I could turn off... Do I want to just take the utility closet right now? Lab is also really good. A lot of good options here, but let's use the utility closet because it is a dead end. And so in here, now keycards are no longer a problem for me. The gym is dark, so we won't lose steps. Power's been tripped in the dark room. And we could open the garage door if we wanted to. Alright. So that's a good example of the game being kind of like a knowledge-vania or knowledge-gated game or whatever you want to call it. In terms of just like knowing how to deal with that. And the attic. It would dead end this area, but that's a really good thing to get early on, and so I'm going to go for it. If we get good items, it can really help the run. 1, lockpicks. Coupon book is okay. That's 2. 3 is a magnifying glass. I want that for a variety of reasons, so I'm glad to have that. Can definitely put it to use. 4 is a gem. 5 is a compass, which is a little bit cooler now that I know about a workshop thing I can make. 6 is that. 7 is a shovel that I just walked by. And 8 is another key over here. Okay. Shovel. I'm fond of the shovel as well. That's a pretty good attic. So at this point we are, I guess, just walking over here. I'm actually going to go back through the entrance hall and draft the very south side of the manor first. Let's go ahead and take the nook. I like having the normal keys. We won't have to worry about key cards because the system has been disabled already. Thanks to security and utility. Don't see any objects for me in this room. Chapel here. It's actually really good. I can get to all the rooms around it, so I'm going to go ahead and spend it. And we look at the altar. I don't see any items there. Or in the other altar. And I don't see any items next to the pews. And I guess I should go this way first and try to draft another corner. Make it the conservatory. None of these are getting to the corner, though, so my corner's going to get cut off. In that case... that's unfortunate. I wonder if the compass and the north-facing rooms affected that so that these were not turned in such a way that they would be advantageous to me in terms of getting the corner. I hadn't thought about that interaction, but it could just be luck of the draw kind of stuff too. Alright, always good to look over here. Get to do math on camera. We'll see how this goes. 12. 9 times 4 is 36 minus 20 is 16. 10 minus 10 is 0. Times 18 is 0. Plus 10 is 10. 0, I guess? Or is this... I don't know how to interpret this. Let's imagine it's... 0 squared is 0. Minus 1 is negative 1. Times 10 is negative 10. Plus 11 is 1. Alright. And we get the secret garden key. That's cool. I don't think the secret garden... I mean, it's got fruit in it, I guess. But I don't think I really want that key very much in this run. I want dig spots, though. So I'm definitely taking this, right? Yes. Dig spots are great. We love dig spots. We're not in the most fertile ground, from what I recall, but I don't worry about that kind of stuff too much. I just like the act of digging. There's so much excitement. Have you been more excited than you are right now? I've managed to dig up 2 coins and some pebbles. What more could you want? And a turnip. Alright. Keycard. It's disabled. The ballroom could be useful. It's in a somewhat useful location, and I am low on gems already. So we're going to draft the... Oh, I don't have enough to draft it right now. Crap. In that case... I guess I'll take a corridor. So I don't have a great sense of all of my drafting strategy, especially as it interacts with many possible goals that I might have in the run, depending upon what shows up. I don't have the gems for that. Let's go ahead and grab a bedroom. And then we'll be drafting into empty space, so we'll try to get something with a bunch of doors again to open things up. In the bedroom, is there anything that I needed in here to use the magnifying glass on? I don't think so. So yeah, we're drafting into empty space now. Observatory would cost a gem to give us some stuff. Kennel has dig spots and makes digging better. Oops. So let's try going in here, doing a little digging. Anytime we dig in a room, all the doors will be unlocked. There aren't any objects here. I haven't noticed if there's other places that objects can be in the kennel. It didn't look like all the way around this corner, for example. Alright, but we're still in empty space. Classroom is not super advantageous right now. I'm going to take the hallway. I didn't draft all my south rooms, and I feel like I'm paying the price already. Let's just continue going this way. Parlor is pretty good. Great Hall is unlikely to have digging spots right now. So yeah, I'm going to take the parlor again to get some more gems. Quick glance over here for items. Gems are in the blue box. Let's assume that's true. No help at all. Gems are in this box. So that would be true, true, true. Because the statement wasn't of any help at all, and so we can't have three truths. That's not allowed. So, what if this is false? The gems are not in the blue box. It's in one of these two. The gems are in this box. This is also false. Which means the statement's no help at all is also true. Seem to have a problem. Gems are in this box. Gems are in the blue box. Either these are both true or they are both false. If they're both false, then this is true, which it definitely seems to be in this case. But then there's two possible places the gems could be. If they're both true, then this would imply that this is false. The statement is no help at all. So the statement helped somehow, but I don't think it did. But if they're both true, I at least have a box to open. If they're both false, so I don't understand this one. I'm going to open the blue box, but this is the least confidence I've had in a parlor game in quite a while. Let's discover if they're here. They are. So this statement is of no help at all. I guess it helped by being false. I'm not sure I believe that. I'm not sure how to interpret that. But we're going to be happy we have some gems again. And maybe we can draft the ballroom one of these times. I have lockpicks, so we'll go ahead and try to use that. Workshop often comes with a battery, and I would love to have the thingy that it comes with. And there's still enough empty space that I feel like I might be able to draft around a bunch of places. I don't like how much walking I'm going to have to do between rooms at this point, but here we are. There is a battery, so I think I am going to draft the electromagnet again, or combine, whatever. So, compass plus a battery pack makes an electromagnet. Assemble. I only had a chance to play around with this briefly in a previous episode. So that seems like it'll be fun. And we'll go ahead and continue north for now. The electromagnet is possibly buzzing or something. I could get the sledgehammer, so if I locate the greenhouse, that could be good. But right now I don't have much sense in doing that. Mechanism thingies, security and utility, and this would be the third one, and the workshop. So I believe all 4 doors would be open in the mechanarium. So let's take the mechanarium and have a rare 4-way door-majigger, which is good. It's spinning around, at least visually. If I want to find the greenhouse, it's probably going to be on the edge, so let's try drafting over here. We'll try picking locks. Great. Den goes in both directions. I like that. So we'll take the den. We'll grab our gem that always comes with the den. We'll quickly look around for things. And then continue to the south. So ideally I want a straightforward hallway. The gymnasium would fit that bill, and it doesn't have the penalty because I've already turned off the lights in here. And I don't see any things on the floor. Still looking for my greenhouse. The ballroom might be worth it. It'd be a little bit out of the way to walk back to. I could still probably get it later. The boiler room could go straight through. I haven't drafted the laboratory yet, and I've always wanted to get the boiler room next to the lab. Or I could just do the spare bedroom and hope to get the whatchadal. I'm going to draft the boiler room because there are a number of things that I'd like to experiment with it. And there's at least one room that can be next to it that we could potentially get. Power is going to the elevator right now, so we can just immediately go over there. Not going to bother turning on the boiler room unless I discover something that I think will be able to take advantage of that. So over here, can't pick the lock. I don't want the boiler room to go to the secret garden, so I'm not going to use special keys. And in here we find nothing of particular value. I guess the boiler room would be even more advantageous if I had dice. Ivory dice, I don't know if there's a way to get an allowance of those at the beginning of the game, but they would be super duper valuable. So we're going to take the observatory so we can keep drafting in this area. And see what stars we get. That's a key. This is a pizza slice, I think. Yeah, this is something good. I forget what it is. And this is an apple. And this is something good. Yeah. Alright. A pair of chests has been added to the entrance hall. So, I don't have a sledgehammer, but I do have keys, and chests could be good. So let's keep that in mind. And now from the observatory we just came in over here, so I guess we're going over this way. Just glancing for any gems or things on the ground that I haven't seen. Can't pick the lock. Don't want the secret garden. Great hall with all its locked doors. It's not super great. Archives, weight room, lose half your steps. I don't love any of these. And I wonder if there's a way to counter the archives other than the shelter. It's better to draft the archives later rather than sooner. And there's a way to get to the house south of the Great Wall, or to the room south of the Great Wall through the foundation. What? Oh, that was my electromagnet automatically picking up some coins that I didn't even notice. So good job, electromagnet. So I'm just going to go this way through the Great Hall and spend a key to get this door. And I guess a bedroom closet would be a nice dead-end room at this point. The courtyard, I still might be able to draft the other ones. So yeah, let's see if we happen to luck out. Another gem and a lucky rabbit's foot. It's pretty decent. Alright. Now I guess north of the den is the next place I want to draft. So we'll head there together. The boiler room doesn't seem likely to be useful to me. I went the wrong way. I will notice if there are boiler room like ceiling pipe things It doesn't seem to be any in the gym. So I don't think the boiler room heat is going to go anywhere useful in this run. Alright, so what do we have over here? The electromagnet is possibly buzzing about the dark room. And I have lights on in the dark room, and it's got a terrific floor layout for what I'm doing. Lab is also super fun, though. But I'd really like to get to a corner, so I'm going to take the dark room, and we'll get to the lab shortly, hopefully. The dinner bell just rang. I had already tripped the lights in the dark room, but I guess you have to do that after you've drafted the dark room. Also, there is boiler heat going through here. Or maybe it's always in this room. I should maybe make a note of that in my notes. That only certain rooms have boiler heat steam pipes in them, and I might need to know that at some point in the future. Future video editing Brian, pay attention to boiler pipe and jiggers. The lights are not currently on, so I'm just not going to bother worrying about too much here. Crap. I think the conservatory costs one. That's one I'd like to get. So let's hope that this is it. It is not, but it's the locksmith. And we have money. And it says sold out of lockpick kit because we already have one. You can't have more than one. Special key. Let's buy one. I might buy 3. Because I don't know what all the special keys are. Prism key we've had once before. So you can draw floor plans the same color. Oh, and you can only buy one a day. Okay. Somehow I have 19 keys. I will have to pay attention to how that just happened. I guess my electromagnets pulled all of the keys off the back shelf or something. I'll review it in video. That's the only thing that makes sense to me right now. And that's pretty amazing if that's how it goes. So the electromagnet might have extra properties that I'm not aware of. Still going to try to use my lockpicks. Once again, I can't see what I'm doing. I need to preserve 2 gems in case I get the ballroom at some point, so... Oh, I shouldn't have drafted this way. I should have walked back through the mechanarium. Okay, so that was a mistake. So we're getting whatever we get. And we got the archives, which is not great, because now I won't be able to see all the things that I'm drafting. In here, I don't think there's anything I needed to use the magnifying glass on. So I'm just going to draft the room up here as some kind of dead-end room. The pool, I don't really need to pump. Let's go ahead and grab the lab and get an experiment running. It feels like this is going nowhere fast, this run. On the lab, you got any good experiments for me? Let's see. I could get more gold allowance. We're already pretty far in. I'm just going to say immediately give me 1 more gold allowance. And that'll be a permanent upgrade. Like, it still feels like there's a lot to do in this game. And so the permanent upgrades are good to do. So that's what I chose to do. Alright. Yeah, I've like not routed through the place all that well, I don't think. Alright, weight room, lose half your steps. At this point, I'm happy enough to take that and preserve my gem. From here, I guess let's continue up here. Can't lockpick, so we'll use this. Furnace. I mean, I guess I have to take it, because I don't have the gems for the other ones. There's a place to dig. An old tin can. Maybe I should have chose the dig up trash spots, but I did not. Can't lockpick. So where are we now? or here. The drawing room is not well done, and so we'll take the this room and see what we get. And it's a conference table. All right, conference room. Nothing obvious for me right now, but if anything spreads, it'll spread to here, which could be nice. Also, we have another door. I was able to pick the lock. Storeroom would give me a gem again, which might help keep the run alive and doesn't cost anything, so I'm going to grab the storeroom. I automatically picked up those things thanks to my electromagnet. That's pretty handy. Right, there's lockers back at the beginning of the... I should maybe try to head back to the beginning if I can. Although there's more rooms to draft along the way. Alright, so from over here... yeah, north of here, we could still get some rooms. The electromagnet is buzzing again, and so I imagine that means there's something in the bunk room, and so let's just walk into the bunk room and see what we get. And I didn't notice any stuff flying, so I'm not sure what the buzzing's about, but there are some gems in here. That's good. And I don't think there's anything else I need to do in here. This was the room with the black pawn, right? Yeah, 2 black pawns. Alright. Continue our walk back through the kennel. We got a elbow over here, just a hallway over here. Courtyard's over here. Where am I right now? Okay, I could draft out of the courtyard. Do I want to do that? I do have 4 gems currently. Yeah, I'm not sure even like what I'm trying to do at this point. Pantry would at least get me to this last dead end. I guess at this point another shop, like if I could find the... we're running out of steps too. If I could find the... Well, the bookshelf would be off the library. I'd need 2 contiguous rooms, and I don't have 2 contiguous rooms. So I guess the trophy room or the place where I can buy the lunch in the dining room would be good. I could use the steps, and this is a dead end, so it's a perfect time. So thanks for the steps. There's car keys here. I don't really need them, but I have them now. Okay, we'll go back to the entrance, and then I should draft the outdoor room too. So yeah, I can just go back to the entrance hall, which is over here. Let's open the trunks with our keys. 3 gems? That's crazy. There's my ivory dice that I needed earlier. I need them all the time. They're just great. Okay, there's 2 more rooms I could draft, so I guess we'll go ahead and try to draft them now. Library, I won't be able to get any other drafting out of it. And spare bedroom would just quickly get me to the other room, so I'll just take the spare bedroom for now so that we can quickly get to the other room. And hey look, it's another gem. If it was the freezer, should I try to draft the freezer just so I can save my 8 gems, 26 gold? I might as well, right? I think that sounds reasonable. I don't remember if the freezer costs anything. And most of the time I won't be able to see it. I'm just going to choose this and hope to get super lucky. It's the wine cellar, which means I get even more gems. Great. Is there anything else to do in the wine cellar? This is a room that I am rarely in, and I don't know that I've looked particularly carefully at. For example, to see the broken lever that's sitting here. Also, it has this type of floor. I saw this type of floor in like security camera video maybe or something. So that might be relevant to something. In any case, I think I drafted the whole house, so we'll go outside. And there is something underground. Oh, I don't have the steps to get there. Do I have the magnifying glass, but do I have the steps? Where did I first encounter the underground map? And do I have the steps to get back there? I think I need to look this up. I don't have it easily findable in my notes, but I don't think I can even get underground unless we have the tomb, because the fountain currently has some water in it. So I think we just have to go see if we can draft the tomb. I got a couple of redraws, so I probably can. And then also see if I can not run out of steps before I get to where I think I'm going. So we'll see what happens here. Oh crap, and I can't even see them. Well, I'll redraw twice and hope to get the tomb, I guess. Okay, tomb, great. Alright, so we just spent another step. I never went back by the dining room, which was within my step count to do. Darn it. Okay, if we run out of steps, that's another error on my part. Some of it is playing quickly, and some of it is I don't yet have the Brainiac, like knowing when you need to. Okay, here's part of the underground map, so let's take the magnifying glass. So there is a key over here, and number 10 is written faintly in pencil, suggests that there's a place that there are buried blueprints, and I don't know where it is on the underground map, and so that's why I went to inspect it with the magnifying glass. I forgot to pull your... Oh, you're going to give me a little 3-second cutscene here, aren't you? Oh boy. This is what I needed to do with the last 5 seconds of my life. Thanks, video game. Okay, so somewhere in the underground, I got a map. It was definitely not in here. Down to 2 steps. Where would it have been? I feel like over there somewhere. Yes, I remember. It was across the cogs. Oh boy, a cutscene of me getting into a boat that I've already seen twice? How much time do I want to enjoy looking at this? Like, is there a skip cutscene button or something? I'm trying pressing a few things on the keyboard just in case. Not finding one. Like, it could be the case that there's something important to witness during this cutscene. And so that's the reason they left it in. But it's also possible that they forgot to have a skip cutscene button. Which I find more likely, because that's the type of thing that game developers often do. Okay, I have 1 step left. But I believe the map is like... I rotate this a certain way. I think actually, yeah, like this way. So I think I'm going to get there. Because I think the map might be sitting right there. So let's hope I don't run out of steps. Are you the place with the map? You're not. You're the place with the lifty thing. In that case, it's probably on the other one. Because I got it the first time I was down here. So it must be the one that I'm almost kind of facing towards right now. So this has got to have the map, and then we'll be able to look with the magnifying glass, because it doesn't seem like I'm going to run out of steps yet. It's not this one, but then it must be this one. Yeah, I think it is this one. Yes, great. Okay, I'm here. Magnifying glass. So, I was able to see zoomed in. 10, buried floor plan. Where is it buried? I was not able to witness that. There it is, 10. Okay, so that is when you come from the... we busted through some wood and through some bricks to get down here the first time to get into the basement. Straight along the back wall, there's a place to dig. I don't believe I have the steps to get there. If I did, I would come from the cog back through the basement and along that first wall. So let's see if my 1 step somehow is long enough to get me there. Right. Steps tend to only happen in area transitions, but I have a feeling the place where I walk through the door that had been hidden behind a bookcase is going to count as, like, said transition. Is this the correct way to go? I think it is. Yes. So, does this count as a step? I have a feeling it will, and I'm out. Yep. Rats. Okay, but now I know where to dig if I can get my hands on a shovel. So some progress was made, but really not very much. I had a red jigsaw house. Alright, that's all I have time for right now. I'm going to say I hope as always that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more blueprints. For now, bye-bye.